Well, thank you so much, Cody, for joining us on the podcast.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
With the Owasso Association. It's been an honor having you as one of our members, and we're super excited to see what comes of it and how we can help a new leaf, go into the future, and how to promote and get as much awareness out into the community as we can. I always like to start off the podcast with a particular question, and
okay.
it's a fun one. It gives me sort of like an insight into what kind of person you really are.
Okay.
But, so if you could get paid $1,000 per every slice of pizza for every slice of pizza that you consume, realistically, how many slices of pizza could you eat on a daily basis and not get sick of it and not go back on the number that you tell me right now?
That it would be easy because I just eat to live kind of guy. And so I was, for like 5 years, I ate the exact same thing every day. So I could eat the same thing forever. So and pizza being one of my favorite foods, I would have no issue. So it would be barbecue chicken pizza.
Okay.
And I could probably eat a couple large pizzas a day.
What? Like a full pie?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're saying like 16 pieces of pizza?
Yeah. For the day, that's what I have to have for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All day long.
Oh my God.
And I would not get sick of it. No. And I would wash it down with a glass of milk.
You're not concerned about the weight or anything?
No.
You'd make your life working out, right?
Yeah. I would definitely have to exercise, but I mean, if I'm going to have to eat something, it might as well be barbecue chicken pizza.
So you wouldn't change it either?
No. I could ride into the wind with 2 large pizzas forever and
wow,
and be rich off of it. I guess
that is the most insane answer I've heard so far.
Yeah.
So you're a man of consistency, is what that shows me, and also you're driven too. If you're going to do this thing, you're going to do it right.
Yeah. Avenues of my life, I'm pretty driven, and others, my wife would say not so much.
What kind of avenues are that?
I don't know. I mean, exercise has always been fun to me, and we've got 4 daughters, and so I try to, not push that on them, but make it a part of their daily life. But as far as leaving clothes on the side of the bed or something like that, I'm not so driven on that.
Well, you're in good company because I hear the same thing every day. So.
Yeah, or the lawn that needs to be mowed. I'm like, it'll be there tomorrow. Yeah.
It's going to grow again.
It's going to grow again. My problem is I've got 2 neighbors on either side that are retired and older, and all they do is yard work. So then I have to look at their yard and I look at mine. I'm like, I should probably
That's
know.
the standard right there.
So just some of those honeydews I probably slack on.
Oh man, you should see my honeydew list. It's long and it never ends either. It's crazy.
You remove 1 item and 2 are put on.
Yeah. That's awesome. That is probably one of the crazier answers that I have heard. A lot of people are very just moderate, conservative people, so they don't want to overextend themselves too much. But a lot of people say like 2 to 3 a day, because they also want variety in their diet. So it's like I'm still getting paid $3,000 a day to eat pizza, and we're living a pretty healthy lifestyle. But you're full blown 16.
Full blown. I got 4 girls that put through college and weddings, man. So
you need all the money you can get.
I'm gonna get it through pizza, I guess.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I love that scenario because it'll never happen. But it would be great.
Dang it! I thought you were gonna offer that to me.
That would. I honestly, we need to reach out to Mr. Beast, and that would be a really good. How many you get paid $1,000 per slice of pizza for a whole year? Yeah. What could you realistically?
Yeah, I think he would meet his match. With me on that one.
Yeah, he would. He'd go bankrupt pretty quick. I feel like.
Now, if he offers broccoli or something,
no go.
I'm out.
You're out.
But pizza.
Cool. Yeah. Well, that's awesome. It tells me what kind of person I'm talking to.
Yeah.
And then, so talk to me about A New Leaf, how you got plugged in, and what is it that you do for them, and how do you help?
So starting off, I'm the director of sales and strategic partnerships. And so basically one of our main functions is the garden center. So we have a garden center in Broken Arrow and Owasso. And the one here in Owasso, we call it the Village because it's also a resident for our clients as well.
Okay.
And so my job is to help run the garden centers. And the other portion of that is the strategic partnerships, which is we try to find other organizations that will employ our clients in some form or fashion. So I go out in the community, kiss babies, shake hands kind of thing, and really just tell the stories of our clients. I mean, we serve over 500, almost 600 clients a day.
Okay.
Whether that's in the vocational services or the resident side, or even the day center that we have as well. But with that being said, we have another 700 on the wait list. And so trying to find new avenues is tough because the list grows faster than the partnerships that we can find.
Yeah. So is it difficult finding partnerships that will help in this scenario?
Yeah, it's really it's probably not as hard as it is just educating. So you have a lot of people and business owners and stuff that want to be a part, maybe in the donation side or things like that, but really kind of taking the leap and helping employ our clients, because we have, all walks of life, and we've got, like at our garden centers, we've got them, they just work their tails off, watering and helping the customers and, helping them take stuff to their car. And, then we have other organizations like Aikens that we, restock shelving, shelves and things like that. And then the Met Center is another contract that we have. It just helps, on the recycling side of things. And then some janitorial stuff. We're starting a new contract with Food on the Move, which is another awesome nonprofit in town that we've been able to partner with on several things.
Cool.
And so, it's really just educating the community more than just finding them, because we also want to give them a meaningful day. We don't want to just find a company that says, hey, we will employ you, and it's not the right fit for our clients. And so, we want to give them a good day. A lot of times, a lot of the clients will come from, just being kind of in their own little, family unit and not experience a lot out in the community. And so, we kind of have to grow with them on that aspect. And so it's just fun to see them, grow and flourish and have, boyfriends and girlfriends and go on dates and go bowling and stuff that they hadn't done either ever or in a long time. And so that's really fun to watch.
Yeah. What's one of the biggest challenges that you would say is on a daily for you?
I definitely think it's the education aspect of it into the community. It's oftentimes you only have a 30-second pitch and you're trying to figure out ways to really interact with, someone that you're trying to, talk about a new leaf with. And my personality is much more relationship based. Mm-hmm. And so, there's a time period for me to help kind of grow with that relationship and in turn help tell the story of a new leaf.
Very cool.
And so that's probably my biggest. I mean, I would say there's more awesome times than there is, hurdles, because most of my time is spent at vocational and Broken Arrow, and that's where all the clients show up in the morning before they head out to their jobs, and they're seeing their buddies, and they're lined down the hallway and they're giving everybody high fives, and everyone's just smiling, ready to go out and do whatever it is that they're doing. And so that's probably the most fun thing that you get to do is, it's, I was telling somebody the other day, it's like, my job with the company and kind of what I put on myself is to create one good memory for someone every day. Mm-hmm. And so just being able to know that you're kind of a part of somebody's story is pretty cool.
Yeah. Wow. What do you do specifically, since we're a part of the Owasso Association, mm-hmm. what kind of involvement does a new leaf have in Owasso, and what areas are you trying to get more involved in here?
Really, obviously being in Owasso, we want to be a part of the community in some of the local businesses. I'm a huge proponent of buy local, and so any of the local organizations or communities that want to help employ our community or just have us be a part of it. We've got a location in Broken Arrow too, so we try to do the exact same thing. We're in some coffee shops there, and we have some of our products that are put at other people's store. Really, just not for us to really make money, quote unquote, but just to get the awareness out there. And so we want to be as embedded into the community as possible. Okay. It's just it's a slow process for us to be able to do that. But we have events that we're at. Every event pretty much that's outdoor event, we usually have a tent set up and we're selling our stuff, and we got our clients out there. Corporate events is another huge one that we do, or corporate sales. So like today we're out at the One Gas building. Oh, cool. Down on the ground floor, in their lobby, and we set up, it's almost like a little mini pop-up. So love it. Selling all of our spring products and succulents, and we have a team of job coach and clients that are out there just helping us sell plants.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What would you say as far as like the pillars that you stand on? Is there, I'm sure you have core values and everything. Yeah. What's out of the ones that you have, what is the most important that you think?
I think for us, and we're working on this every day, but I think innovation is the most important for our organization, because a lot of the stuff that we're doing now, we've pioneered, and we're trying to, again, educate other organizations like ours to help do what we're doing. And the other thing is, especially when you're dealing with the state, there's a lot of, we're trying to push the envelope on a lot of things, and the state's just not quite there. So we're helping, open the door for other organizations like ours to really fight for our clients. Trying to be a voice for people that don't have one. And so I would say innovation is the most important to us, because most of the things that we're doing now, like the village, and just some of the things that we're doing on the vocational side and things, it's usually a struggle with the state back and forth. And really? So, pay is always cut. Medicaid is a new thing we're not sure how it's going to shake out, and so it could really affect us. And so trying new things, and trying to create new avenues for our clients and for organizations like ours. So I think innovation is probably the most important.
I also heard, you didn't say it, but advocacy on it. What do you think is the most important part about having a voice for those who don't?
It's funny. I've learned a lot over the last year and a half of some of the environments that these, I always call them kids, and it's all different ages, but just our clients. And, they come from really poor backgrounds. And I mean poor by things that have happened to them, personally, and even just, financially. And so one of the biggest things was giving them safe and affordable housing. And so a lot of the housing situations that they come from are pretty bad. And so that's how the village was created. And so if I would suggest anybody, if they haven't, to go out to see the village, because it's a place that most people want to live. It was spared no expense, and it was all in thought process of the client and what would give them an amazing day. And so, phase one was all of our housing units and individual apartments, and 1 and 2 bedroom apartments, and they're awesome.
Yeah.
And it gives them a place that's incredible and safe, and obviously extremely affordable. And with that, in our phase 2 we should be done by the end of the summer, is another 60 some odd units for more clients, that are on our wait list. And so some of the things that we've added to that is, there's a cafeteria there where they're able to, go in and make their own meals and kind of learn some of that, culinary stuff of just the day-to-day life of what they haven't done before. And pickleball courts, a community garden, a dog park, multiple ponds for them to fish. I mean, it's very elevated, and so it's just beautiful there. And so it's really, really cool. And so it's giving them something that they wouldn't have normally been able to have otherwise.
Wow. Well, tell me one of the funner, that's not a word, but one of the funnest stories that today. It is today. Stories that you've personally been able to experience with, you've talked a lot about making someone's day, like a memorable part of their day. Do you have any stories?
I do. So there's one of the guys that works at the garden center, and he and I just became buddies. And I stopped by the Broken Arrow Garden Center every now and then, and just didn't have a lot of stuff going on at home. So when he came to work, it was like he loved it. And so we do one of our things that we do is called Porch Perfect. And so we go and we take a client or a team of clients and set up the and we go to individuals and they pay for us to go do their porches for seasonal things. And so I was like, I'm going to go do one, and I'll take him with me. And so, I mean, to say that we had an awesome day is a complete understatement, because he just, smiled from ear to ear. And at the end of the day, we stopped Quick Trip and got something to drink, and he just wanted some bubble gum. And it was like him getting bubble gum was like we went to Disneyland. And it's like, and even for my own, thought, or even for my kids, I'm just like, something as simple as just going to Quick Trip and getting some, like, that just completely made his day. So you just really start to think what's important in life, of just how you live your day, or you go, walking into Quick Trip is just a mundane thing you do. And to someone else, it's an adventure. It's something cool. It's something different than they get to do every day. And so that was probably one of the neatest things I've done, so far. And he still just talks about it. He's like, when's the next, Porch Perfect? When are we going to get to go out and do that? And he talks about the bubble gum and the drink and tells all of his buddies. And so it's something very, very simple, but it was something big to him.
So I'm hearing a lot of keywords here, like perspective, innovation, advocacy, and wow, so incredible. What would you say is like the most impactful part for you personally? Like, I know you've talked a lot about it, but like, why did you step into this role, and what's your goal here?
Yeah, really, it was just to stretch me, and I have and Miranda, our CEO here, and I have this conversation all the time, because we're very different on how we approach things, and it's been a growing thing for me. I'm much more of a visionary, kind of big picture, and then kind of get out of the way and let other people live in their strengths. And so for us, especially working together and helping try to grow this, that's been the biggest thing. But the other thing for me, and I've really incorporated my daughters into this, like this past Sunday, they came up to the garden center, and there was just some things that we needed to do. It was real windy, and just trying to help out and get some stuff out of the hoop houses. I bring them with me as much as I possibly can, just to, for them to see that perspective, and also create a love for, this population. It's I think some people are born with it, and some people are just, or have the ability to kind of be around these people, and you just see the very simple things that puts a smile on their face. And so for my girls, who, are like any other kid that wants everything and anything, and it's like they can kind of go and be around them, it's just the simple things in life. And my wife and I have always joked, because she's very much a smell, stop and smell the roses kind of person. And she's always said that. And so when after I left my other company and came here, it's just like, you've always told me to do that. Now I'm actually able to do that, and then show our kids that as well. And so it's just really, stop and just live out the basics and the simplicity of life. And sometimes it's just stop and smelling the roses, and those could be the biggest moments of the day. And so that's kind of been the biggest thing for me, is just, take a step back and just see life happening around you and enjoy it.
And enjoy. Mm-hmm. How could either an Owasso business or just any business in general, or even if you don't own a business, how could we help get involved in a New Leaf?
So there's multiple ways. And we understand that, there's some organizations don't have an opportunity to employ our population. And so, one of the other things that really help us grow is donor dollars. I mean, I had to say this word a million times before, but philanthropic dollar. Katie Reese from the organization, she helped me say that 10 times yesterday before him. But that's one of our biggest ways that we're able to do what we do. And so we have our big gala on May 2nd, which is going to be fun. And we do that every year, and that's one of our big fundraisers for the year. And so we're still looking for sponsors. We're still looking for donor dollars. And so, reach out, because that's another good way to get involved with us if you don't have opportunities for us to, to have clients out at your company organization. So that's a big one. Volunteers is another big one. So we have, like tomorrow, we have going to the greenhouse in Broken Arrow. We have 50 students coming in from a school that just are going to tag product and get product out the door. And so we try to do, whatever is, whatever you're comfortable with, we try to find a spot for you. I mean, we have some people that just come out, once every couple of weeks and just, donate a few hours and just water. Because right now it's, when you have several, $20,000-$30,000 worth of product out, and right now when it's 90 degrees and the rain hasn't started yet until, tomorrow, but you have to water twice a day, and it's just, and so that's those little things of running a nursery that you don't really think about, but it's hand watering.
Yeah.
But especially new, because everything is so new and the leaves are tied. You can't just turn on a sprinkler. So it's like hand watering everything every day. And so, we can find, whether it's your time or whether it's your money or your organization, we'll find a way to get you plugged in.
All sorts of ways then.
Yeah.
I love it.
We'll figure it out.
Give people multiple options there. There's no way to say no, right?
Yeah. We'll figure out a way to say yes.
Yeah. So if you could maybe in your own words describe why the Owasso Association is important to not only this community, but the surrounding communities as well. Yeah. Is there a message that you could share with a business owner that would maybe encourage them to sign up to help promote their business, get invited into the resources and things of that nature?
One thing that I've grown to know is being so naive that everyone knows about your organization. And I think we felt like that for a while, where we thought everybody knew who we were. And we still have repeat customers that people come in and say, "Oh, I didn't even know. I thought you guys were just a greenhouse, or I just thought you were a nursery," and don't really know the why behind what we're doing. And so the association is great for us because, we're getting eyeballs that wouldn't normally look our way.
Sure.
And so in a time that eyeballs, in an organization is your biggest way to, return on investment, I guess, is important to us. And so the association is helping us with that. I mean, it's things like this. I know they're coming out on Friday to do kind of a Facebook Live, which is going to be fun. And I would say that's one thing that we're working up to. But social media is not our strong suit. We're working on that, but it's not our thing yet. And so, the association coming in to help us do a lot of those things, which is one of our weaknesses, is huge for us. And so I would encourage any company that's looking to, maybe that you're a startup and you don't have a dedicated social media person, or, just looking to help grow, eyeballs is huge, especially for a local company. I hate to see a local company go out of business. I mean, that just breaks my heart.
Yeah.
And so when you walk down these main streets that are kind of being revitalized and it's, everyone thinks it's neat, but you also have to go in and buy stuff, and you've got to get people there. And so they're helping us with that.
Yeah. That's sort of why the heart behind why the association was started, is to help gain exposure and just offer resources to business owners that don't have either the knowledge or capability of growing beyond either their four walls or whatever type of service you have or whatever. So that's really like the mission of why we did start. And, Megan, our president, can talk about more behind that, but she kind of has a fire lit under her.
Yeah,
she hates seeing small businesses go under as well. And it's it's never fun to see. So, is there anything on your mind that you'd like to share that someone who may not know about your organization would want to hear?
Not really. I would just say, just reach out. I mean, it's like, again, the biggest thing that we can do is educate the community and really help them understand the why behind us. And if they went out to the village or came to the vocational center and just saw what we do on a daily basis, I think a lot of minds would be changed on just their thought process on it, and be a little bit more of a bigger advocate. I mean, because that's the thing. It's like we can only do so much, and we're out at the Capitol as much as we can, and we're trying to change rules and regulations, and I know that our team in Miranda, she has political figures out at the village almost every week, just letting them see what we do. Because we really do spare no expense when it comes to the clients. It's very much a client first organization. And when you're a company we've got 300 plus, 310 employees, depending on the day, it has to be a well-oiled machine. And when you're having a lot of pushback from the state, we have to be able to learn how to pivot.
Yeah.
And that's tough. I mean, to turn a ship of 300 plus, sometimes daily is tough to do. And so, just really just come in and ask questions. I mean, we love when people come in and not just buy plants, come in and talk to us about what we do and why we do it, and share stories like this of what keeps us going, because it's a grind. I mean, when you've got, like I said, when you got 300 plus employees, you deal with turnover. I mean, hiring is a big thing for us. And so we're constantly looking for, when you're coming into a nonprofit, nobody's there to get rich. Mm-hmm. And so when you can go to Taco Bell and make $17 an hour, but we're offering 15 or 16 to have a much bigger responsibility than Taco Bell is going to give you, there's got to be a passion there. There's got to be a want there. And so we've got to create a culture within an organization that keeps people there, and then also continue to deal with the state on trying to up our reimbursement rates so we can pay people a livable wage to help our clients. And so,
so cool.
Yeah, it's pretty neat. So yeah, we love when people come in just to pick our brains and talk to us, and that's always fun.
Well, very nice. Well, Cody, thank you so much for joining me on the podcast and teaching me a lot about what you guys do as well. Sure. I mean, it's more of the weeds behind. Hopefully, you're not growing weeds in your nursery, but
I'll have to go check.
Yeah, but again, thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing how the association can further promote a new leaf.
So, awesome. We're happy to be a part of it.
Cool.